Thanks, Andrew. I've just got a short speech. So I'm Camille and I love accounting, yoga and meditation. I visited my brother 2 years ago at BTS Housing. He lived on level 9 of Yarra Madang on top of ABC News. He said he slept with his windows open for a whole year to drown out the sounds of the water pipes. So is anyone else from level 9? 10. But he said he loves the lightning fast internet and he has never experienced speed that fast of internet. He also misses his fortnightly cleans. He wished that someone would magically come into his room every fortnight to clean. And he misses the free stuff, the free printers, the free things that people left the building. He said he hasn't had any free stuff since he left. I also love UTS. And after I got my chartered accountancy, I came back to teach at UTS. So I teach accounting. So you might see me back if you're doing accounting. I only have 3 tips about kickstarting your career. Number 1 is don't network everywhere. Because networking is about establishing relationships and looking trustworthy, reliable, and making friends. So networking is about making friends. Making friends in places that you want friends at. So if you want to work in a tech company, then start making friends who also work in technology. And you can't just go to one random event and get a business card and then never see that person again and hope that they're going to get you a job. You have to keep coming back. So choose where you want to be working at and keep coming back, even if some of the events are a little bit boring. Or sometimes there's only 8 people at the event. Whatever it is, you choose 2 or 3 places or 2 or 3 topics and you keep coming. And you have to network for about a year at least. So for me, I've chosen chartered accounting. I go to a lot of chartered accounting events. I go to about 2 or 3 every single month, and I've done that for about 2 years. We also do UTS events because I love UTS, and I think that our uni, we have so much people that are interested in practicing and getting into their industry. So I always do UTS events. And then the third one I do is startups because I love startups. But I keep going. I don't go to random things, and I keep on turning up. And that's the way you really make friends, and you can get some opportunities. And also you can contribute. You can help other people. So that's number 1. Don't network everywhere. Choose 1, 2, maybe 3 places that you want to work at, and just keep turning up. My second tip is when you're kickstarting your career, everyone tells you what you did wrong. So if you're a CEO and you make a speech and you make a mistake and you say a swear word, something happens and you're CEO. If you make a swear word in a speech, everyone laughs. How charming! Oh, he's just like us. He made a mistake and he swears. If you're a graduate and you make a speech and something stuffs up and you accidentally swear, everyone is going to come over to you and give you just a little tip. Don't swear, every single person, because every person feels better than you and they want to give you this little piece of advice. And you might have done exactly the same speech as the CEO, but you're an intern, you're a graduate, and everyone wants to help you. So when you're getting all this great advice about all the things that you've done wrong, don't think, I'm terrible at my job, I shouldn't even do this, I'm so bad. It's not. It's because you're young and everyone's helping you and everyone's telling you every single thing that you're doing wrong. But there's so much you're doing right and everyone's making mistakes. The CEO is making mistakes, the CFO is making mistakes, but no one has the guts to tell them. So when people are telling you the mistakes that you're making, just smile, say thank you, I'll take that on board and move on. Don't waste your time. You need to be able to go to sleep at night. Don't worry about it. Everyone else is making mistakes. And then number 3, be 1 step ahead. So gather your skills for your next career. So when you're in whatever career you're doing now, get skills ready for the next one. So start networking. If you're working in accounting but you want to move into finance, start networking with the finance people so that you can move over in an easy way. So whatever skill you're looking at building, do it while you're in your current job. So that's my 3 tips, 3 general tips that I thought. I mean, I wish I knew that everyone was telling me all the mistakes and that other people were making exactly the same mistakes. That's something that I wish I knew earlier. And you can come up and ask me about mining, if you're interested in mining, accounting, yoga, because I teach yoga and meditation. That's actually my business. And starting a business and academia. So right now, my job is 2 things. I run my business, teaching accounting, teaching yoga and meditation at companies, and I also teach accounting at the university. So I do 2 things at once, and that's what you're going to be like as well. You're going to have a few careers, and you're going to have different skills, and you're going to mash them together in a way that you like, and have the life that you want as well. So you can come and ask me about that, and thanks Andrew. It's a lovely dinner, so thanks for organizing.
Thank you, Andrew. Sure. Thank you, Andrew. The first thing that I wanted to do is to congratulate all of you for being here tonight. It takes a lot of effort and commitment to actually physically be here, and I just want to cherish that. So as Andrew mentioned earlier, I've actually graduated as an electrical engineer and not a business student. However, a bit of my career background myself. I'm originally from Taiwan. I'm an international student. I came to Australia 6 years ago, and during my degree, I actually worked in Taiwan for a bit as an intern. While I was studying at UTS, I also worked with UTS Housing. So I was one of the residential networker at UTS Housing. On top of that, I was doing a lot of, engineering work as well. After I graduated, I found this great opportunity at Hilti. This is what I'm in today. I've actually came back from a seminar with some of my suppliers earlier in North Sydney. That's why I'm dressed in this Hilti shirt and whatnot. We actually have a few career opportunities coming up, and Annette will be talking about that shortly. Just a tip for all people out there, a big contrast to what Camille was saying earlier. Network as much as you can. When you're starting and when you don't know what you actually want to do. I actually went to a fintech event before I graduated, and there I met one of the founders of a startup, and she introduced me to a lady at Google, and she's a very top manager at Google. After that, the lady at Google actually introduced me to another person, and he actually almost offered me the job with one of the really big engineering firms. However, because of my visa, I couldn't take it, but set that aside. It's actually a really good way to actually build your career and whatnot. So that's my tip for everyone out there. If you want to talk more about my experience and whatnot, I'm happy to do so. Come see me after. Annette, do you want to talk about it?
Thank you, Julia. We love Julia at Hilti. Not only does she does great work, she gives us a lot of good food. Whenever we are hungry, we just stop by Julia's desk. So, having said that, just like Neil said, what she said about networking really is good, and it's more importantly what she said about the careers. You're not going to have the same career all your life. You have to be prepared to reinvent yourself. Okay? So you guys will be needing to have skill sets and be, it's like, relearning things every few years and reinventing your careers. That is something that you guys really need to be prepared for. And fortunately, at Hilti, we give you that opportunity. In Hilti, it's not just about where you start, it's about where you want to go. We've taken grads from all walks of life, be it business, be it engineering, be it law, be it finance, and they have reinvented their careers and at times thrown at the deep end, but with all the support. So, they started at sales, moved into finance, moved into HR, moved into customer service, moved into supply chain. and reinvented their careers over and over at Hilti. I can go on and give you enough and more examples of people who we have taken through international careers within Hilti, who started in Australia and moved to different countries, or who have started in different countries and then at Australia, or started in HR and moved in sales, or I can go on and on. We do require, and we look for young blood. Honestly, we are looking for those fresh eyes that really keeps us going, and we want that. We want that value add. So if any of you guys are looking for a career with a lovely organization called Hilti, by the way, all of these buildings that you see around here, they require some of the other tools from us. So that's what Hilti is all about. We manufacture and sell a lot of tools which are primarily used in the building and construction industry. So you look around you, all of the cranes that are open in Sydney, anywhere construction is happening, Hilti is there. Okay? We have different tools and applications, and we have loads of roles and a lot of grad roles. Want to know more about careers with us? Come find me. Yeah? Thank you.
On that, we've actually left some brochures in the back, so if you're interested in our career, like graduate program and whatnot, yes, like, find us, or we're sitting on
Thank you, Andrew. Hi everyone, I'm Neil Suarez, a little about me. So I was born and raised in Kuwait, and then I went to India for my bachelor's. I did my bachelor's in banking and finance, and then I came here for my master's. So I started in Feb 2014 and I graduated in Feb 2016. So not long ago, I was where you guys are sitting. So I know that phase of that experience. And so during my master's course, I want someone to have a very long-term, full-fledged plan, but I always want to have a short-term plan, no matter what it was. So before starting my master's degree, I had a short-term plan that, okay, no matter what, I'm going to make the most of it, enjoy my studies, as well as have a good social life, get as much as work experience possible, and more than anything, by the time I graduate, I wanted to have a resume that had everything in it that I did in Australia, and not only academics, even like other activities. So I did everything that came my way. I might have gone a little overboard, but I always try to focus on studies. I worked as an RN in QDS Housing. I worked in QDS International, social media, as well as in administration. I did like finance internships. So it was a very bumpy road, but I got a lot of experience out of it. And once I graduated, that was when, everyone's like, okay, what's next? What do you do next? And you get questions from everywhere, And then you question yourself, okay, how do I go about things? What do I do? And then I was working on my visa because I was on a student visa and it was not very easy to get a job. So I was working on my visa, and then I thought, okay, let me get my work prospects a little higher, and so I decided to do my CFA. So for the people who are not aware, CFA is like a professional degree. So I did my CFA in June. So I had like 6 months when I was studying for my CFA, and I was applying for different roles. And let's face it, it's not very easy. So I was getting like rejection emails, and and sometimes they don't even email you, so they don't even acknowledge the fact you applied. So I just want to give you a tip that don't let it dishearten you. Like, it's human tendency, you're going to feel bad. Like, you question yourself, what's wrong? Like, why am I not getting the job? I did everything I could, I studied whatever I could, my resume is shining, what's wrong? But always just accept it that it's not you. Maybe you have something better in store. And that's what kept me going. I got like emails and I was like, hey, my interview went really well, what's wrong, But within that time, I was also studying for my CFA, so I gave my exam in June, I cleared, and in 1 week I got my first job. And people often ask me, what did you do between your graduation and your first job? You had like 6 months. And I tell them, yeah, I gave my CFA, and then they're like, hey, yeah, you did something. So another tip, don't keep yourself, don't just not do anything. Keep yourself occupied. Even it doesn't have to be like studying something. But get involved in things. That's what I want to say. Just keep yourself busy and occupied with something all the time. And I know everyone speaks about networking, but I cannot stress much. Like, there's nothing for you to lose. You always will get something out of it, or there's nothing. So there's no harm. When people told me initially, go network, it was a little off for me because it's throwing me out of my comfort zone, right? I'm going to people I don't know, like professionals and at some times, but when I chose to do it, I always got something good out of it. There was nothing nothing that put me down. And one more tip from me is keep your LinkedIn really active. Make sure you have at least 500 plus connections. Personally, that's how I got my first job. Someone from HR contacted me, and they contacted me because I had a lot of connections and good connections. You just don't want to have random connections, but make connections with people in your industry, people you think are valuable and something you want to attend to. So yeah, I wish you all good luck and yeah, enjoy me.
Thanks, Andrew. Very privileged to be here, so thanks Arnie and Andrew for inviting me. I have a lot of connections to the university, so as Andrew mentioned, some 15 years ago I was a residential advisor and worked for the housing department. Was on the sporting teams, was on a sports scholarship, worked for the sporting department, and have had quite a lot of fun times here at the university, so it's fantastic to be back. What I'd like to talk today about is change and how a lot of those things impact you through your career. Before I embarked on the workforce, I thought I was going to be moving into a sports career, so I was doing a business degree of management, marketing and sports management. And little did I know I'd be working in the technology field. I'd be a technology specialist, and I had no idea that I'd be spending most of my weeks in Tokyo. So fast forward 10 years, I've moved through, I think, 10 different managers, 7 different jobs, all within a multinational technology company. I've had experiences with graduate rotation, through account management, technology consulting, some of the largest companies in Australia. I moved through strategy and transformation roles, where my role was to move the direction of Dell as a typical PC or computer company away in towards a data center services and consulting organization. So that was an interesting swap and change. I moved from there, a chief of staff role. I moved from that position into a integration role. So we recently undertook one of the largest acquisitions and mergers in technology history, buying a company with 75,000 people. So all of those things have been very varied and changed career paths that weren't really to be expected while studying here. Currently leading a team of about 10 people in a range of different countries through Asia. So I've got people in Singapore, Hong Kong, Mumbai, Tokyo, Seoul, and then still nobody in Sydney. A couple of people across Perth, Brisbane and Melbourne, but it means that there is a wide variety of things around technology and cultures and how to approach situations differently depending on the client or depending on the country I'm in that week. So I think all of this relates back to change and how you should be prepared to be adaptive, develop transformational, transferable skills that will allow you to move through a wide variety of roles and companies. And I think we've all been told that nobody keeps the same job for more than 2 years. I'm not sure I believed it when I started. It was back when your parents told you that you shouldn't trust people on the internet and not get into cars with strangers. And fast forward 10 years and we're using our mobile phones to call strangers to pick us up. So a lot of change. And I guess some of the tips that I'll leave you with would be around, I think you can never stop learning, so stay in school. The company I'm working in today didn't exist 2 years ago. The things we do and the job I'm in didn't exist 5 years ago. So there's a lot of change that is happening in every single industry. Disruption is happening in finance at alarming rates. I think I heard someone mention they were going to a fintech seminar recently. That wasn't even a word 2 years ago. The other things that I would recommend are around relationships. So as you progress through a career, you'll stop actually going to interviews and you'll start being headhunted and asked to apply for roles. So that's a big shift as well. I think knowing your customer and knowing your clients and knowing the context is really important as well. We need to know what we're doing and why we're doing it. So no matter what field you're in, if it's sales, know who you're selling to. If you're an engineer, know what you're building. If you're in the health industry, really important to know what your patient outcomes are. So I think it's also very important to always pause and take a step back and think, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the purpose of my task? And what is the outcome that the person I'm working with, i.e. my customer or client, is trying to achieve? So I think those things are all really important. And the final thing I would leave you with is change before you need to. I think a lot of us have ideas of what we want to be and what we think our career will be. And from first-hand experience, I can tell you it will probably take a lot of different paths and bends and jumps and hoops that you would never have expected. So enjoy the ride. And if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to have a chat after the dinner. So thanks everyone.